236 है।
Okay, guys, we'll start in 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's start with the session, people. Can you all switch on your cameras? All of you? Can you guys switch on your cameras? Okay, great. What about others? Manab, Tabish, okay. Sudhanshu, Jay Kumar, can you switch on your camera, Jay? Jay, switch on your camera. Okay, so we'll start with today's session. Again, apologies for starting late. I had some issues, so I had just rectifying that. So we'll start. I am going to start from the beginning again, okay, because I got to know that you have got problem with your Java into programming. I'm not going to only go for concepts. I'm going to help you to write down the code. So this time you make sure that you understand and get through each and every topic that was not possible for you to understand before. Am I clear to all? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So Raksha, you don't have a laptop? Okay, so connect with that. Connect with that.
मैम कनेक्ट नहीं होगा है
कनेक्ट हूँ तो आप यहाँ पे भी तो कनेक्ट करो.
मैम
Connect through your laptop for the session.
यस मैम
Yeah. Okay. And guys, make sure that you all are regular for the session. One day you come and the other day you guys are not available. Yes. Okay. So I just found one person who was accountable to me. That was Mani. So he messaged me in the morning that he's going to start with DSA. Don't do that. Okay. Do not explicitly give a lot of time to this, because you have already done programming in there. You have already done the code. So what I want you to do is, whenever you are going to go for collections, then you try to study those concepts. Okay. Then it will be helpful for you. Okay. So I shall start with I'll go reverse this time. Now, instead of going from first, it does not make any sense. Okay, let's start from the beginning itself, because I cannot go in a reverse direction. I don't know how many of you know about the concept. Jay Kumar, switch on your camera. Otherwise, feel free to leave. Okay. Otherwise, I will remove you from this. Make sure that I get to see you. In the next 5 minutes, make sure that you're visible. Otherwise, I will remove you from the session. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen, people. Okay, just a minute. I just have to switch this in. Okay. So I'll go module wise. I will explain you one content at a time. What are the topics that you need to focus on whenever you are working with Java? So please refer to the curriculum which has been shared to you already. Okay, all of you have this curriculum or not? Yes. Do you all have this curriculum with you? The curriculum is nothing but the syllabus, which is already shared to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
ma'am.
So refer to that, stick to that, strictly to that, because there are a lot of concepts apart from what is mentioned in there. So just make sure that you there so that we can prepare accordingly. Okay, I'm also going to stick to the same concept. I'm not going to ask you any question out of box. Okay, my questions are solely from the topics which are present in the curriculum. Yeah. Okay, so let me start by using the IDE. Many of you have already been there for the session, but it seems that the practical thing is not getting in hand. So I want you to do the coding along with me. Yes,
Okay.
all of you are going to do this. I want you all to download this Eclipse IDE. Okay, you can go for the latest one, or you can go for the stable version which I have. Maybe you can just get it through the system to the LMS. Okay, if you want, I can share you the IDE drive link again. Yes.
Ma'am, I have installed Eclipse from IDE. from LMS, but after using after doing codes of applet are not working, ma'am.
Applets. Why are
Yes,
you
ma'am.
doing applets?
I was just trying to do some codes of applet.
It will work. It works.
So,
Normally it does. If it is not working, go for command line. Go for command prompt and try executing your code from there. Okay? You
okay,
have
ma'am.
to actually use that into an HTML or an applet viewer. So you just have to make sure which one is the more comfortable thing for your application. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we don't make use of applets. There's a very basic reason for that. We have servlets.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Okay,
So
ma'am.
we'll get through all those concepts. We'll try to understand each one of them. And Jay Kumar, I am removing you from this list. Okay, sharing my screen. Raju, please switch on your camera. Otherwise, I'll remove you from this session. Raju, you can talk to me if you have got some issues. Raju. Okay, never mind. In next 5 minutes, you are going to be expelled. So this is the IDE. This is how it looks. I'm using IDE, Eclipse IDE. Okay, this IDE is very much open source. It is good, very much flexible to use. So I'm sticking to this one, and I would recommend you the same, so that we all are there on the same page. If you're using any other IDE, let's say if you're using IntelliJ, you only get to use the community edition. For enterprise edition, you'll have to pay for it. Okay, and if you're using NetBeans, it is equally okay if you are going for Eclipse or NetBeans, but you need to add in plugins. So you'll have to work in there. So it is a better option. You use this one. Eclipse has got everything, and people are using the most in India. Okay, and as developers use this a lot. Okay, and it's easy. Okay. So all of you, your camera needs to be on. You need to be focusing on me, and we shall go ahead. So I can execute my code. I can write down my code using Notepad editor. Raksha, concentrate here. If your camera is on, please talk here and please not indulge in any other activity. If you have got some work, finish it up and come back again. Okay. So I was talking about, I don't remember. Okay. So here we are going to create projects. We are going to start working with the same. So for module 1, okay, I am creating module wise this time. So first of all, how do you create a project? You go for file, new Java project. Okay, you need to always create a project and then you're going to go for the other task. Okay, so I'll just name this as module 1, and the Java version which I'm using is 8. You can also go for Java 11. Okay, if I am saying any joke, I'll be glad to know the same. Yes, Sudhanshu, is
Yes,
there
ma'am.
a joke that I'm putting in?
No, no, ma'am.
Can you ask your
I,
friend to just exit the place where you are sitting? I don't want you to be distracted because of him.
no, ma'am.
Yeah, can you?
None of my friends are disturbing me, ma'am. I'm just focusing.
Never mind. Okay, and
Actually,
you need to make sure this source folder comes in and you
okay.
finish. Your eye says a lot. Just make sure that your eyes are focusing here itself. Okay, so in this one, the topics which you need to focus on for module 1. Do you guys know about the topics?
No,
Yes,
ma'am.
people? Oh, very good. What do you know about Java? Yes, the topics that are known to you. Module 1 has got data structures and algorithm. Module 2 has arrays. Okay, it also has a looping, and there are a lot of tools. Looping and conditional statements. Okay, here you can practice this using series and patterns. And for this one, arrays, and then you have string. Okay, so these are the 4 topics. Of course, you have something with the wrapper classes, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, you have wrapper. Yeah, wrapper classes. Yes. If I'm missing anything, do let me know. Any other important topic? For this module, these topics are supposed to be very much clear in your head. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Strings, you don't have wrapper classes. Yeah, you don't have wrapper. So you can get rid of that. Wrapper is in the second. Okay. 4 topics, very important ones. They are going to form the basics of your programming. Okay. Okay. So now for DSA, for data structures and algorithm, you should be knowing about the concepts like algorithm. Algorithm is step-by-step representation to solve a particular problem. Second is flowchart. Okay, flowchart is the pictorial representation of the algorithm that you have created, because it becomes an easy option. So if I have to show up a 100-line of code to a person to interpret that into a program, it would be rather to show them, it would be rather simple for us to show them in a pictorial representation, wherein we have got start, we have stop, we have conditions and everything. So it is an easy task for us.
Yes.
The next after this, you have a pseudocode. Pseudocode is EUD. Pseudocode is nothing but false code. Okay, this is never going to be executed by using a compiler. It is basically something which has got some keyword to follow. So if I'm new to programming, it is quite difficult for me to directly jump and write down the code in public static void main with all the logic and everything required to solve a problem. So the better option is we start by dissolving our stuff. We start by dissolving our issues in here. Okay, that is a problem statement. Okay, we write down the algorithm, we write the pseudocode, we write the flowchart, we write the pseudocode, and then we go ahead with program. So it is this process which we follow. We ultimately, so if I'm creating a big application, a system level application, it is never required for us to directly go and write the code. Yes, we have to follow certain steps which are mentioned in here. And once this is done, then you go for writing a program. Okay, by using any programming language. Okay, so this is a mandatory thing. The other topics that you need to understand, the data structures which you have. Okay, so if I say the basic ones, we have things such as array. We have got some concept like recursion. Yes. Then we have got a concept recursion. Okay, we have got a concept called as linked list. Yes. Anything else? Yes, we have stack, we have queue, okay. We'll just see this much. Okay, these are the concepts. The implementation for these concepts for the linear part. Okay, let's say if I'm going for a linear data, then for me, the linear data count in as stack, then queue. Anything that you can fill in, guys? Stack, queue, heap. Yes.
Yes, sir.
If I talk about not, yes.
And graph
Not
and
Graphs and trees come into non-linear.
yes, these are non-linear graphs and
Trees.
trees. Yes. Okay, so you can just make sure that you are implementing all these things. You are understanding how they work. For each of these concepts, you should be knowing what is the working, what is the application, and what are the uses for the same. Yes. So all these things are supposed to be
Okay.
clearly understood by you. For the concepts which are mentioned in here, do not go for everything. Okay, everything is huge. Okay, data structures. When I was supposed to study, when I had studied into my graduation, it was this big, it was this big book that I had to study. You don't have to do it here. Just have to concentrate on the topics which I have filtered out or tabbed down for your interest, and just make sure that you're good in that. Okay. The
Okay.
next concept is important, that is for sorting. Then you have searching, and of course SEARCHING, and of course the last topic, which is hashing.
Hashing.
Okay, so this includes everything that is required for data structures and algorithm.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what you need to do
Mhm.
is you need to go for an example, the working, the usages, and application. Do I make sense here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, people.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, talking about loops and everything. So if I have to start, let's start it from this point. When we talk about tokens is a very important concept wherein they form the basic unit or the basic necessity for writing programs. It is common for any programming language that you're going to work with. So the first one that you need to remember for this is this is okay. Let's
Data types,
go with
variable.
this. Yeah, I know it's not that. Character set. Okay, then you have data type,
Data type.
variables,
Variable.
constants. Okay, what else?
Symbol. Special symbols.
Special symbols. Can I say they are going to be keywords?
Keywords something.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Keywords. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
How
Keywords
about
something.
anything else? And identifiers.
Identifiers.
And what else? Most importantly, you have escape sequences. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so for character data, for character set is nothing but from small letter A to Z, okay, lowercase a to Z, capital or uppercase A to Z, characters from 0 to 9, okay, and all the special symbols. Yes, basically anything that has got an ASCII value associated with it is called as character data. What is an ASCII? It is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So each and everything that you have there on your keyboard is a character set, and you're going to use it for some of the other reasons. The operators like say, plus, minus, and all those things are used for performing some operations. They're considered as an operator. They have got some ASCII value associated with it if we are working with it into our programming. So whatever you type is supposed to be converted into binary, and to convert that into binary, you need an ASCII code. As simple as that. Okay. So for keywords are nothing but your special words which has got some meaning, and the meaning is known to the compiler for the programming language you're working with. So let's say, for example, if you're working with in C, there are 32, in C++, there are 64, and in Java, it is more than that. Okay, I cannot number them because depending upon the API and the packages that I'm working with, my number of keywords are going to change. The basic ones are going to remain the same. Okay, so we have
Okay, ma'am.
keywords such as if is a keyword, class is a keyword, okay, else is a keyword, for is a keyword. Okay, there are a lot of keywords. The different ones that we have in here, apart from the basic ones, we have
Boolean.
got Boolean, something new, volatile, which is new. Okay, we have transient, ENT, which is new. Okay, anything else new? New as in not there in C and C++. Any idea?
Ma'am. ENUM.
Yes. Anything else? You can just add up into the list. Okay. So this, if I make use of any of these keywords, it is going to be processed by my compiler to perform some of the other tasks. And that is because of these keywords, I'm able to write down the proper code, which is going to perform a particular task, which is going to do whatever I ask it to. Okay, so the next thing is data type. Data type is nothing but it is something which is going to define me the type of data I am working with. Okay, so there are two types. We go for the primitive ones, or
Primitive
we
and
go for
non-primitive.
user defined. Yes. So user defined or reference type, whatever you call it. Okay, so when I say primitive, for primitive types, we have for integer. So this question was asked once, so I'm just going to make a bit of integer GR. Okay, so for integer, you have we'll start with byte.
Byte.
Yes.
Float.
Short.
Char.
Short. Int. Long. Why? Okay. So this is for your integer types. Then for your what is the next type? For decimal ones, you have float.
Double.
Long.
Yes.
No, long.
Vector.
Char.
Yes. Char, which is considered as a Unicode character. Yes, there's a Unicode representation for the same. So here, after this, we have Boolean. Yes, for that we make use of Boolean. Anything else I'm missing for data types?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Nice. Okay. So for string types, okay, we don't have anything as such. Okay, so let's say we'll go for a reference type. Okay. And for this one, we have string.
The string array.
Array.
Arrays. We have class. We have interfaces. Yes, we have enumerators. The list goes on, right? Okay. We good here?
Yes, ma'am.
So you should be knowing about all these things. The next thing is a variable. A variable is nothing but a location or the name given to a memory location. Okay. Yes, name of a memory location. Because it is quite difficult for us to remember the hexadecimal address which is assigned to each and every value which a particular program holds. Okay, so for that reason, we have got variables. So variables are going to change throughout the execution of the code. Constants are constants are not supported in Java by using const keyword. Okay, it is done by using final, wherein if I have to make anything final and I don't want it to change, then I'm going to make use of this thing. Okay, final keyword. Okay. Identifiers is nothing but the name given to anything. So I'm going to give name to things such as entities, name for entities, naming convention. Okay. For entities like, let's say, for example, I have got a class or a method or a variable. Okay. Variable or VARIA variable, or what else do we have? Anything else? Interface.
Interfaces. Abstract.
Interface. Packages.
Abstract classes, packages.
Projects. Yes. Abstract class, it is one and the same thing. So you need to follow some convention. What kind of names can be given to them? Yes. So there are 6 to 7 rules that you need to follow. So I'm not going to write down that. It is going to take a lot of time with my typing speed that I have here. So the first thing, it should contain A to Z, small a to Z, capital A to Z, 0 to 9. Okay, can I say all these things are allowed? Okay. Yes. No special symbols. Yes. No special symbol allowed except for, what do you think? What are the 2 exceptions? We have got dollar and
dollar and
yes, these 2 are allowed. No spaces.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What else?
Yes,
ma'am. Cannot start with numbers. Yes. Anything else?
We can't just start with the special symbols.
Yeah. Special symbols, we cannot have it. Underscore. Start with numbers or a dollar or underscore, whatever you have. Where is the dollar? You cannot start with this.
Yes, ma'am.
Cannot use keyword.
Dollar and
Keywords cannot be allowed as a name for anything. Yes, that's it.
Yes, ma'am.
You can add up the list, whatever you want it to be with. Okay, the next thing that we need to understand is, let's say if I have to give name to a package, okay, it has to be all lowercase. Yes.
Yes,
If I
ma'am.
have to give name to a class,
Capital letter.
yes, class name has to be in, let's say
Capital
something like
capital
this.
letter.
This is my class name, something like this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Method and variables. Okay, so this is for interface. Again, interface is going to be the same. Okay, interface and class name. So, and this is going to be in camel case.
Camel.
Okay, let's say, for example, if I have to give an example, I'll say get number. Okay, let's say I want to write, I can say get input number. Okay, this is my variable or it's a method. Okay, and so on. Okay, we good?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So the next thing that we have is escape sequences. We have got something called as \n. We have \t. We have a lot of backslashes. So we have got B, L, and so on. So these are the two important ones. The first one is for new line,
new line.
and this one is for
So tab.
tab space. Yes. This is I'm actually helping you for a quick walkthrough for all these things. Okay, so that is the reason why I have got this thing following up, and I'll be sharing the same thing to you. Am I clear so far? This
Yes, ma'am.
completes your token. Yeah.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
what is literal, ma'am?
What is
Like literal.
literal? Literal is again, let's say, for example, I can add that into my in this thing again. Okay, literals are nothing but the values that you're going to give in. Okay, let's say literals. What kind of literals can a particular thing hold? Let's say I'm having string. Okay, string s is equal to, I am literally giving it a value. This is a literal. Okay, so if I have to give a literal for this one, int I is equal to 10, this becomes a literal. Yes, 10, Java, the values are your literals. What kind of value a particular variable holds? Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, apart from this, you have got some more things that you can look up for. Okay, you have operators. Very important, you should be knowing how this works. Yes, so I have got a shortcut that it helps me to remember.
Yeah,
Okay, is there anything wrong after asking the staff? You just went offline. Yes? If you want to break, let me know. Arithmetic
Arithmetic operator.
assignment.
Assignment operator.
Logical.
Logical operator.
Then
Relational operator.
Relational operator. Boolean.
and
Boolean.
Bitwise.
Bitwise.
yes.
Bitwise.
Okay, so for arithmetic, can you tell me what are the operators required?
Plus.
Plus,
Yes, ma'am.
minus,
Plus, minus,
multiply,
into,
divide.
division, modulo.
Okay. How about logical?
And then
Less than,
And
greater
then
than.
or not. Yes.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Assignment
Is
equal to,
equal to
plus equal
no,
to,
plus
minus
equal
equal
to,
to,
minus
and
equal
all the
to,
kinds of
into is
equal
equal
tos
to,
which you have. Yes. Relational
less than, greater
equal
than,
to, not equal to, less than, greater than,
greater than, less than is equal
greater
to,
than, equal
greater
to.
than is equal to.
Yes. Bitwise. So if I have to do some bit arithmetic. So if I have to do some mathematical calculation there on bits, then this thing comes into picture. Let's say, for example, I have got bitwise and bitwise or bitwise not. There
Not.
is this cap sign for getting the two's complement, then there's for negation, then there's left shift, there's right shift, and so on. Okay, we use it when we have to go for bitwise operation, binary operations. Okay. Now, after operators, you have conditional statement. Okay, what are conditional statements? So if I've got a set of code and I want it to be executed after on or whenever there is a condition met. Okay, I don't want it to execute, or maybe I want to control the execution. There, this conditional statements come into picture. So we have got three things. Yeah, we have got if, variations of if. Okay, there's if, else, there's nested if else. Yes, and then there's if else ladder, else if ladder. Yes, these are the different types. Now, if I go for the other type, which is my switch case. Okay. So this is your iteration or conditional statement. So these are the different types of statements. Okay, I'll see it this way. Statements. Okay, so the first type is conditional or selection. This is what we call it. The second type is looping, or you call this as looping, or you call this as iterative. What happened to the cameras, guys? Anything wrong? Should I switch? Shall I also switch on my camera? Anything bothering?
No, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So Jinky camera is on a way serious. I'm going to take it only this way. Otherwise, I don't have anything else to think about. So we start with while loop. This is an entry control loop. Then we have got do while loop, which is an exit control loop. There's also a differentiation question which comes in. Then there's a for loop, which is a developer friendly loop. So anything that I want to do, I'll just do everything in here. So for looping, we have got a thing that we need to maintain. Three things that we need to understand. First one is initialization. Okay, there's something called as initialization. There is increment,
then condition.
okay, increment or decrement that we do. And apart from that, one more thing that we follow, that is condition checking. So based on the condition, the loop is supposed to exit. Okay. Now, so each and everything that you have seen in here would be followed by the three loops. Okay, so the basic idea or basic practice of these two things you gain from when you learn a concept of patterns and series. Okay, patterns and series are series were the question was asked to a few of the candidates during the interview. So they pick one series, they ask you to come up with the logic and define the same. So you'll have to be good at that perspective as well. Okay, so the third type is called as your jumping statement. Okay, jumping or branching statement. Okay, so in this one, CHING. So in this one, you have got break. Break is also used in switch case. Okay, this keyword, it is used to exit the loop. Okay, there's one more called as continue. Then we have a go to, which was there in C and C++. We don't have it here because it creates unnecessary complications and complexity into the code. And we can also consider this to be one of the types wherein this is called as return. It is usually used inside your, usually used with your return type. So if your function is returning something, then you make use of this return keyword. If I have to also add up for data types, then there's one more data type that you can mention. It is just with no value, which is called as void. Okay, because it is supposed to hold no value. Hence, if a particular function has to return nothing, then we make use of void. Okay, so this is how it goes. This is your statement. These are all your statements. We good so far? Yes. Basics.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. So if this is clear, then we can start with arrays. Okay, well, let me just start with a simple code to write down a series. Okay, let you guys just get any example of series program that you wish to function in here. Anyone can come up with any series program? Just give me the series in the chat window. We'll try to execute it here. Anyone? We'll try to solve it out, how it is supposed to work. Okay, so let's say, how do you create a class? So in the source folder, you are going to right click and we'll be creating a new class. Before that, you also have to mention the package name that you can do in here. So I'm going com.ml.cd. So this is the series program that I'm going to go through. And let me say this is my series what? The name. And I need public static void main and finish. Okay, once this is done, only then I'll go ahead with the next topic. Anybody? Could you send me any series? Or should I pick one? Let me pick one. Because I have it already, maybe I can just take that. I have here. I already have one, so you can just give me anything that you want. Okay, we'll try to figure out how this works. Let's say if this is the series. There was one series given to one of the candidates. I can also pick that. This. Okay, so the series was something like this. Okay, I'll just write it down. 1, 2, 5, 6. So then there's 9, 10. Okay, 13, 14. Okay, and so on. Actually, I think I made this. So who can tell me what is the logic behind the series number 1? And let's say I'll make the series number 2. I'll just make here. I'll just call this as series 2. Okay, and we'll be doing this other series there. Okay, can anybody tell me which of these series is understandable by you?
Ma'am, in the second series, every second number is added by the 1, and every second number is added by the 3. Like there is 1.
Every second number
is added by 1.
and
there
every
is 1,
third number.
and every 1, 2, and 5. And every third number is added by the 3.
Right.
Let's take it this way. All the even positions
Even
are
positions
added by
1.
1.
And at the
Yeah,
even
and all the
positions
odd
are being added by
positions
3.
by
3,
3.
ma'am.
So if you say, okay, so I'll just take this as J. Okay, this
J.
particular thing is supposed to print me the value. Okay,
Yes,
I consider this as J. Okay, and I am iterating through a loop. So I am starting with I is equal to, this is my position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay. So I'm just taking, so I will be having a loop which is going to start from 1 and go up till the end position or end term, which I have mentioned, or till whatever position I want to iterate. Now, what I need to do is I need to find out the relationship, the logic. The logic says that what is the difference between 1 and 2? The difference is 1. What is the difference between 2 and 5? Let's say the difference is
3.
3. Yes, so let's add this. Let's keep it here. Again, what's the difference between 5 and 6? 1. Difference between 6 and 9? 3. So this is what you need to put in. Also, you can see that on the second position, so if I'm going for all the even position, it is adding with 3 and getting the number, right? So we need to print a series in that perspective. So before we do that, first of all, let's print 1 to 10 for our convenience to understand how it is supposed to be printed. How do you print 1 to 10? Using loop. I'll simply go for
yes, I is equal to 1,
10.
I less than is equal to 10.
I is less than
I
equal to
plus.
10 and I plus plus. Very
Plus,
simple.
plus.
Yes, we know this already. If anybody wakes up and asks us to write this one, we are able to. But now the thing is, we should be able to build up a logic based on the basics which we have. So that is what we are doing. We're just playing with numbers. We are trying to come up with a logic. So if I have got 100 brains, 100 brains are going to come up with 100 solutions for the same series. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
So you just have to think through and get through the solution. You just have to print me the idea. You need to understand what will be the input so that you get this output. This is what you need to recognize. Why did I give it I and J? Let's say I have not given anything to it, but I know that I want to print number 1 to 10. So I would be requiring I to iterate. So let's say I am printing something like this and I will be printing the value of I. If I do that, it is going to print me this value.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, up till 10.
Yes.
So let's say we execute this. So the output is going to come in different line. I don't want to do that. What I can do is I can get rid of print ln.
I'll
So if I
remove
just
ln.
write print, it is going to print in the same line.
Line.
Okay. So let's execute this. But this is coming as a whole number. There's no spaces. So I need to give some
Plus
space. So I
Plus
can either concatenate it with a space.
space.
Yes. Something like this. Or
Yes, ma'am.
I can concatenate it with a tab space, the escape sequence that I just showed you. The tab space. So the space was only this much. The tab space is going to give it some more separation between the numbers.
Separation.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now it is printing 1, 2, and whatever I want. Now I want to print this. I know what I need to do is for even positions, I need to add 1, and for odd positions, I need to add with 3. Yes. So how do you play with positions? These positions are given by I.
I.
Yes. These positions are given by I. This is odd positions.
Yes,
These
ma'am.
are even positions. Yes. So what I'm going to say, if I, the position of I, if it is divisible by 2.
By 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
But
Then
it was-
you do what? If
Add.
it is divisible by 2, then you print some value.
System dot
Otherwise, you
SOP.
print something else. Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So if it is there divided by 2, then you print me the value 2. But let's go for the odd condition because we need to start with 1. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So I need one more variable which has to start with some value. J starting with 1.
One.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So if I mod 2 is not equal to 0. So let's say I will say not equal to 0, then you print the value. Not equal to 0 as in it is going to have these values. Okay,
We'll
this
add
one.
2.
So you have 1, 5, 9.
5, 9.
Yes, to get 1, 1 is going to be printed as it is. So let me just print it as it is. Okay, so I'll just print this here as J. Instead of I, now I'm going to print J. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What is this going to give me at the first iteration? The J value is 1, so it will print me the 1 value here. So once this value has been done, I need to move on to the positive value. That means now this J has to be incremented by 1 after moving ahead of the odd position. Yes, so I'll have to do something like this. J, let's say I can do this. This means J is equal to J plus 1. This is just a comment for you to answer. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, मुझे क्या करना है यहाँ पे अगर आप लोग को नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तो मेरी जो इवन पोजीशन पे मेरे ऑड पोजीशन पे कौन है 1 है 5 है 9 है तो यहाँ पे मैंने ऑड पोजीशन मिलेगा अगर मैं बोल रही हूँ नॉट इक्वल टू 0 है मतलब रिमाइंडर 1 होगा यस अगर मैं डिवाइड कर रही हूँ तो मेरा रिमाइंडर 1 होगा फॉर ऑड पोजीशंस फॉर i इज इक्वल टू 1 रिमाइंडर 1 होगा फॉर i इज इक्वल टू 3 रिमाइंडर 1 होगा सो इन पोजीशन पे जब मैं जाऊंगी तब j की वैल्यू ऑटोमेटिकली ऐसे ही प्रिंट होनी चाहिए तो मेरी इनिशियल वैल्यू क्या है j की 1 it is going to print 1 if my I is equal to 1 for the first iteration. Once it has printed 1, it has to go for even position. तो इन दोनों के बीच का गैप कितना है 1 है तो एक बार वो वैल्यू प्रिंट करेगा और उसके बाद वो उसे इंक्रीमेंट करेगा by 1 और फिर वापस से लूप करेगा. Now when the I value is 2, that means if it is here, it is supposed to print me 2 which has been incremented to already by 1. So now the J value is 2. After printing the value of j as 1, it is incrementing the j key value by 1, which is 2 now, this for iteration, for next iteration. So now if I have to print the value, it has to be something like this. Okay. So I'm printing j again. But after it goes off the second position, जब वो second position से third इस पे जाता है, अपने next odd position पर जाता है, तब दोनों का difference कितना है? 3 है.
3.
When it is leaving the odd position, it is incrementing by 1. But when the number is leaving the even position, it is incrementing by
3.
the number is mentioned in here. Yes, 3.
Yes, ma'am.
So I will just have to do this. J is equal to j plus
J plus
3.
3.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see. एक बार में output में है तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, देख लेते क्या output आना चाहिए. So my output is, where is it? Why are you executing so many?
Yeah, 1, 2, 5. 8,
1, 2,
1,
5,
2,
6, 9, 10, 13, 14. Yes, it is working.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So now let's think about this one. Okay, let's go for the second series. This is my second series. So now I again need to print in this value. How am I supposed to do this? Let's say first of all positions decide कर लेते हैं. I की value 1 से करते हैं. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever you have. So पहले position पे, let's say we consider again this as J. J 1 से शुरू हो रहा है, फिर second position पे 3 हो जा रहा है, फिर third position पे 6 हो जा रहा है, फिर 8 हो जा रहा है, फिर 13 हो जा रहा है. तो इस पे क्या होगा? इस पे I can say that the difference between 1 and 3 is 2. The difference between 3 and 6 is 3.
3.
Difference between 2 and this is 3, 6 and 8 is 2 again. 3. Yes. 2. 3.
Yes.
Yes. So now I just need to play with this. So for all even positions, okay. So for 2, for 4, it is incrementing by 2. And for all odd positions, it is incrementing by 3.
3.
Yes. So can I
Yes,
use the same thing? Same
Yes, ma'am.
logic in here? So how will I work?
For loop will be
For
loop.
Samjha, Sudhanshu,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
you're confused.
No, ma'am.
Logic
Okay,
जुड़ के गया.
नहीं, all clear है, ma'am.
Okay,
ma'am.
so again, playing with the
Now-
position.
Yes, ma'am.
So I will say if I mod
Mod
2, mod is going to give
two.
you a remainder. If that is not equal to 0, that means if it is
0.
odd, then you perform some task. Otherwise, you perform the other task.
Yes,
What is it? I need to print some value. Okay. So here the value that I wish to print is, again, without a new line, it is J and
J.
with some spaces. Let's say this time I'll go with some spaces. Okay. And I need to define J as well. So I'll say int J is equal to 1. Maybe I'm starting with this one. And then when it is leaving this odd position, it is supposed to increment by 2, right? So I will have to do J is equal to J plus 2.
2.
Yes. And for this one, it is going to be J is equal to J plus 3.
3.
Okay. Series
Yes,
are
ma'am.
not going to be that simple. It is for you to understand how it works. Okay. Let's see the output. 1, 3, 6, 8, 11, 13, 16.
Yeah,
And yes, I get the
Yes,
output.
ma'am.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So just
Yes, ma'am.
you need to understand the logic based on the position. You need to understand the logic based on the increment value. Okay, कि कौन से इस पे कैसे increment हो रहा है हर position
Yes,
पे.
ma'am.
Okay, that will help you to define how things work. So this is your series. Let's say we'll try out with pattern. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay, so I am creating a new class here for pattern. What I want to print, I'll just name this as patterns. Again, very important for you to be thorough with your logic. Patterns 1. Oh. Okay, so what I want to print? I want to print this, let's say. Oh, good. So it is already coming with stars. So I have 1 star, then 2 stars, then I want to print 3, 4, something like this. This is what I want to print. Just ignore the other stuff. I want to print this. This is the pattern I want to print. This is half pyramid. Okay.
Yes,
Now, so what I'm going to do, I am going to divide this into numbers and what do you say? Into cross-sectional areas. Okay, let me just make it more simple. I'll just share my whole screen. Okay. So since I don't have a board with me, I'm just going to work in here. Okay, so what I want to print, I want to print what's wrong with it? Let's say I want to print this. Okay. Okay, this is what I need to print. Yeah. Is it visible to all? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now for printing this, I need to understand how to, first of all, I need to club it into this format, rows and columns. Now I'm going to play with numbers again. Okay, I need to understand where to put ifs, where to put loopings, and how to work with it. Let's say, for example, if I only want to print this star, how am I going to do that? Let's say I'll take up a variable. Okay, I'll say I, and I will say when I is equal, when the I value for I is 1, then you print this value of star. Okay, I want to print this once. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply print this. Let's say like this. SYSO statement. A simple SYSO statement will work in it. Okay, I am printing 1 star. Simple. So if I execute, I'll be getting this value. Yes.
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 What if I want to print this star for n number of times? Yes.
You have to put the loop for it.
ज़्यादा होगा.
I mean the
Yes. I want to print. I want to print this 1 star for 4 times. How can I do that? My first criteria was print the number, the star at once. And then I want to print this star for 4 times.
4 times.
Yes,
I
this
less
is
than
what
or
I
equal
have.
to.
So how am I going to do that? So
I
I'll be
is equal
using
to
a loop.
1.
for loop for
Yes.
Then
Okay.
for loop is
I'll
four.
be using a loop which is going to start from a particular duration, and let's say for iteration, and I'll say I is equal to where
to
is
1.
I is equal to 1. So it will start with, it will go from 1 to 4, right?
4.
So I have I value is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4, right? Let's try to execute this. So if I have to do it here, now I'll just keep this inside the loop. I'll say for int I is equal to 1, I is less than equal to 4, and I plus plus. Okay, it should print me this value.
Yes, ma'am. 4 times system.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. 4 times star.
So
It will print in the 4 times.
Yeah, 4 times, but in different lines. I
I'll
want this
in
in the same line, so I can
If
just
we remove ln,
or
it will print in some line.
I can have a tab space, something like this. Yeah,
Yes.
let's go for a space. Tab space for example. Okay, so now what if I want to print, just a minute. I want to print the same thing, but now this time it has to go 4 times. I want to print this box, cube. How will you print it?
I is
We have
equal
to
to
put the
1, I less
nested
n is equal to 4.
nested for loop.
Hmm?
J is equal to 1. Ma'am, we
Nested for
will
loop.
run both of the
So I have got rows. Okay, how many rows?
4 rows.
rows, 4
Row is
rows,
equal to 4.
4.
4 rows, 4
Column is
columns.
equal to
And we have
4.
columns is equal to 4.
Yes. So I'll say that row is equal to I. Okay.
Mhm.
I'll
Yes,
start with
Yes, ma'am.
I. So I will start for 1,
ma'am.
2, 3,
3 and
4.
4.
Yes, 4.
Rows are represented by I.
Mhm.
Understood?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
I will say I is equal to this value and so on. Now here I'll say J. For each I, the J is supposed to iterate from 1,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3, 4.
and 4.
Cool.
Understood? So when
Yes,
the
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
value of I is 1, the J is going to iterate 1, 2, 3, 4 times. When the value of I is 2, the J is going to iterate 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so
Yes,
on.
ma'am.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you getting it? Yes, Raksha, getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I get it.
You print this, Tabish?
Yes, ma'am.
How will you print this? I want to
And
print a box.
another for we have to run another for loop for
Okay,
j.
so for each I, the J loop has to iterate, right? So there
Yes,
has
Yes,
to
ma'am.
be a nesting loop.
ma'am.
Yeah,
So
for
what I'm going
j.
to do here,
For
if
int j is
J,
equals
J
to
equals
I.
J is equals to 1, J less than,
J is
equal
less
to
than
4,
4 and I j
J
plus plus.
plus plus.
and this is how it goes.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's try printing it. Well, everything is coming in the same line.
ln we have to
Because
print
we have removed
ln.
ln, ma'am. And we
Exactly.
have also
So एक
given
बार
After
ये
the
J loop खत्म
space.
हो जाता है, I want to print, I want
yeah,
the curve to go down to the next line,
yes,
right?
ma'am.
So I
We
will be
have
having a system in here.
system ln.
After the for loop, it finishes.
That will print
Yes.
box.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now the problem is with this. Now I'm to print this. So I have got 4 rows, 4 columns, but it has to be printed in this way. So here again, I is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, 5, 5. And this is going to be 1, 2. This will be 2. Mhm. Okay, this will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So what is the
Yes, ma'am.
logic that you see here? This is what you need to look up for.
When
You get the logic here?
row is increasing,
It will depend upon the
as
I.
well column is also increasing, ma'am. So we will put here the condition I j less
J
than is
will
equal to I.
J will
Yes.
run till I.
So,
Till the
so you can see here the value of the first row, the number of element that it is to print is directly proportional to what I have for the value of I.
Yes,
So when
ma'am.
the I value was 1, the J was printing for ones.
1.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then
Yes, ma'am.
here it was printing the first 2 times, then here it was printing for 3 times, and then so on.
So
Yes.
on.
So the
Yes, ma'am.
condition goes in this way. I would say for I is equal to 1. So J has to go
J less than is equal to I.
until
I.
I.
I am
And it will print us the value.
required value.
And here it goes.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So you try up this thing. I want you to try with the opposite pyramid. Okay? And then we'll take a break
Okay.
here for 10 minutes and we'll be back. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, let's continue. Yes. Hello, can you hear me? Yes, guys. Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's continue.
Yeah, me off put
So,
it.
screen again. Guys, camera. Okay, so you need to come up with your ways. My final thing or the bottom line for writing this code is for you to come up with your own ways to figure out how to get through these programs. There are also, instead of having these asterisks, you can have some alphabets, you can have some numbers, or maybe some symbols that you need to print in instead of printing this thing. So you need to make sure that you have a correct idea of how to work with it. I'm not going to write down each and every code. This is just to show you the simple thing. Okay?
Okay,
Is
ma'am.
that clear? Because
Yes,
it
ma'am.
is going to take a lot of time. Rather than doing this, we can simply try out with arrays or string. Are you guys comfortable with array and string? So I will skip that context if you want. Any problem or anything that you wish to discuss about arrays or strings, you can let me know.
Ma'am,
Yes?
regarding the string,
String. Yes, tell me.
ma'am, sometime when I used to code with the string, so there is a problem that how we can convert the string into an array.
String into an array. So it has to be a character array, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so you have got a predefined method in the string class called as to-char array.
Two char array.
Yeah.
So for this I have to
Otherwise,
so
yeah.
for this I have to
Tell me.
for this I have to initialize the character array.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Let's say
Okay.
how you would do it. Okay. Since you have it out, we'll try to do it. Okay. Okay. So let's say I am having a string here. So I'm saying string str is equal to million lights.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I want to convert this into an array. So I'll say char array of, let's say, C H R A R R A Y is equal to str dot to char array. Okay. And if I want to print it, I simply have to write a for loop and print it. How will you go there? So you say just int I is equal to 0 because it starts with 0, array starts with 0, I is less than char array dot length. Okay. There's a length method that we can use because we're not sure about the length that it is going to go. And I plus plus. And you just have to print the value. So you can go first. So and print the value of char array of, right. Yeah. Let's see the
Ma'am, it is
output.
great. No, it is greater than, not it should be less than, not to greater than in the for loop.
Huh. Oh, that. Sorry. Yes. So this is how it works.
Okay.
Okay. If you have to do it manually, then again, you'll be using a function. Okay. So you have to loop one by one until and unless the exit condition is met. So it is quite a tricky task, but this is going to simplify all your problems. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Anything
ma'am.
else?
Ma'am, you repeat again, please.
Huh?
Will you again repeat, ma'am?
Why did you leave the session?
Because you told us to
I
that you
said
will.
break. I never said that you have to go away. Yeah.
You told
So
us
I
you
just
will
converted
take 10
string
minutes
into
now.
character array. I converted string into a character array. That's it.
Yes.
Okay, by using two-char array. It was one of the questions given by Tabish. So we just try to do that. Any other
Okay.
question on array or string that you wish to talk to me or discuss with me? Yes? Okay, Raksha.
Yes.
For you. I want you to print second largest element of an array. How will you do that?
Second largest.
Element of an array. Integer array. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to find second largest. And this is public static void main. So how will you write an array program? So you simply need to have some basic things. Let's say I have got a constructor to perform a task. Okay, one to print the value. So I'm having void print array. Okay, and then this is supposed to just get the value or just call these methods. Okay, let's say the array that I'm creating is in a of int a of new in, and the size is, let's say, 10. Okay, I need to initialize, or I wish to get the value from the array, so I can make use of the constructor. I'll be making use of the scanner class to get the value from the user. Scanner is equal to new scanner, and I can say system.in. This is how it goes. Simple code. I'll be asking the user to enter in the value for 10 numbers. So I'll say enter 10 elements for the array. Okay, 10 becomes too much. Let's make it 7 or maybe 4. Okay, and then I will say go for a for loop. Yes, I'll say int I is equal to 0, I is less than
Greater than or equal
7,
to 7.
7,
I
and
increment
I
Plus.
yes, and I'm going to accept the value, so it has to be a of I is equal to scanner dot next. Yes, am I making sense here?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
And for printing the value, I simply have to write this loop and print in the value. Okay, so I will say here the array elements of array are something else arrays are, and then I will be printing in this one. I will say system.println and like this. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So to call these methods, how am I supposed to call it? I will be first of all creating second class object. So second largest is equal to new second largest. And this is going to call the default constructor, wherein it is going to initialize the value for the elements of the array. And here you have your largest is supposed to call your print array. Okay. And let's see how this works. And I want it to print in the single line, and I can have some tab spaces associated with it. Yes. And so 7 elements. Let's say some value. Oops, I need to print it. Yeah. So now which one is the second largest? So I'm accepting the value, I'm printing the value. I just need to get this number, the second largest number, which I have into my list. Okay. How am I supposed to do that? How do you figure out the second largest number?
Compare.
So the logic, yes, tell me. Tell me. I'll be creating a new method here. So I'll say void find second largest. And it is supposed to give me the output. It is supposed to give me the value as 63, or whichever is this whichever element is whichever element I have with my system here at the second largest position. Can you tell me how am I going to do that? Who can tell me the logic here?
In simple logic is that we can sort the array and then we can
get it.
print the second largest element.
Okay, so how do you sort?
Inbuilt from the inbuilt function also arrays dot sort.
Inbuilt function. So you're going to write a dot sort. There's no sort.
Arrays dot sort.
Arrays. Now, so my question, people, what is arrays? What is this? I know the concept array, but what is arrays? What is this? Because if I print this and then I write dot and then I write some method, it is going to give me one. But it is giving me a lot of it. Yes, arrays dot sort is the method. Yes, I have got a method. What it is doing? Why am I getting such a method? I sort the array and then I call this method. So I'm printing the value, okay, and then I am calling largest dot sort, okay, find the second largest, and then I am printing the value again. Dot print array. So my values are 4. Okay. So the first time this is the sequence and the second time it has been sorted. Yes. So what is this exactly
Yes, ma'am.
doing? So if I don't have to use this, if there is no alternative to actually use this, how am I going to work? Any idea? How am I supposed to deal with this? How can I sort without using arrays.sort? So let me just give you the answer. Arrays is a class which is present in util package, which has got all the functions that we need for performing on an array. Okay, so here you can see it contains various methods for manipulating arrays. Like if I want to sort, like what I just did, if I want to search for an element, then I can also search for it. Okay, it has got a class that throws null pointer exception. It has got array references. It has got a lot of things that you can think about. Okay, so you can just read about this, or you can just tell me what is the other alternative for using arrays.sort.
Okay.
Any alternative that you can give me? Because when they ask you for these methods, you're not supposed to actually use it. If you have to find the second largest, you have to go with the crude, or let's say the old method that you have. How can you sort an array?
Another sorting methods are there: bubble sort, merge sort, quick sort.
Yes, so we'll use which sort?
Bubble sort.
Okay, how to use that? Come
Firstly,
on,
we
lines of
will
code. We'll
firstly we will
create
take
an
any variable, ma'am. Third variable.
A of 1, A of 0.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Next,
And
let's have a loop.
let's
Yes.
It has
I
to
is equal
start
to
from I is equal to 1.
I is equal to 1.
I is less than, sorry,
equal to 6, ma'am.
I less than 7.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I plus plus.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
am I supposed to do next?
If we have
If
to complete
I
A of
a of a of 0,
7.
a of I greater than less
greater than,
if a
A of
of
I
I
greater
plus 1,
than
a
10.
of I
Then
is equal to a of I.
Then you say temp is equal to A
We
of
will
I.
do swapping, ma'am.
Swapping
We will
That's what I'm asking. How are we supposed to do that?
temp
for
is
the
equal to
for
A
the
of
bubble
I.
sort, ma'am,
What am I supposed to do?
for the bubble sorting, we have to run two for loop, and we have to compare each and every element with each other. If the element is lesser than that, then we'll swap it. Otherwise, we'll not. Then we'll compare another. Each and every element will be have to compare in the bubble sort.
Okay, so it has to start with 0 or 1.
It has I will start from 0 and J will start from 1.
Okay, so this has to start with 1 and this has to start with 0.
0.
This is what you're saying.
Yes. Ma'am.
Okay, and then next,
J is less than 7.
okay.
And J plus plus.
Now what?
Now, ma'am, if A of I is less than A of J,
If A of I is less than A of J. Okay. If A of I is less than A of J, then
then we'll put temp is equal to A of I.
temp is equal to A of that.
And A of I is equal to A of J. And A of J is equal to temp.
Okay. Now next.
Over.
So I don't need this, right?
Yes, ma'am. And J is supposed to be go till 6 times. 1, 2. J is supposed to be go to 6. No, it's fine. No, fine, it's fine.
Sure. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now how do you find the second largest?
I is greater than J.
No.
Then swapping.
Ma'am, we have to print
Again,
the second largest element.
Where is the second largest number now?
At the index 1. It will be at the index 1.
Index 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
A of?
A of I plus. A of I.
Zero, ma'am.
A of 1. Yes. A of
Yeah.
1. Yes, ma'am.
Sure?
No, ma'am, 0.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's put in the value 78, 56, 96, 45, 12, some more value, and one more. Second largest number is 12. Awkward.
Swapping is not getting done. 96, 45.
What is not
Yes, ma'am.
getting done? Let's say after printing this, we'll just check what happens to the app. Do you think it is getting sorted?
No,
I
ma'am.
don't find this is a sorted element. What is the issue?
Because
Yeah,
J
because
plus 1. We have to A of I less than is equal to J plus 1. Here we live from J plus 1.
where?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
No, J plus 1 will
Where?
not be.
No, ma'am. If A of I less than is equal to J plus 1, ma'am. If in if portion, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure?
No,
Any
ma'am.
which ways it is starting with the second number.
Yeah, already we are starting from the second number.
Yes.
It will not work.
And
J plus will not be
we
there.
will store here, ma'am.
Index out of bound because it does not have that particular index,
Yes,
J
ma'am.
plus 1. So when it becomes 6, when J becomes 6, it is going to go beyond that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So yes,
Here we will, ma'am. Here we will swap value of J, ma'am.
can you talk loudly?
We will swap J value, ma'am. In swapping part, we will swap the value of J.
We never swap the value of J. मतलब
J को स्वैप करेंगे मैम, तो फिर J
तो फिर हमने किया तो है, टेम की आई की जो वैल्यू थी वो हमने इसमें डाल दी टेम्प में, फिर उस आई की वैल्यू अपडेट हो गई जे से, और जे की वैल्यू वो कर दी जो टेम्प में थी, है ना? यस हाउ डू यू स्वैप? स्वैप ही नहीं हो ना, हमें स्वैप करना ही नहीं आता है। हम्म
वैल्यू स्टोर कर ली है, हमने की वैल्यू स्टोर कर ली है और ये की जगह पे जे डाल दिया, जे डाल दिया, ये जे की जगह पे ऊपर हम लोगों ने
What is missing? What is wrong?
please remove the cursor.
What?
Ma'am, please remove the cursor.
Move the cursor. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. तो सही जा रहा है, तो आई की जगह पे हमने फंक्शन का दिया है, हमने आई की जगह वैल्यू 15 दी है, ये आई जगह पे ये चीज चला गया है, चीज जगह पे एम चला गया, स्वैपिंग इज फाइन.
Swapping is fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
मैम ए ऑफ आई ग्रेटर वाला सिंबल तो नहीं आएगा?
उल्टा कर दो, उससे क्या होगा? वो उल्टा जाएगा, कुछ तो करेगा अजीब से, तो देखते हैं। अभी भी स्वैप नहीं हो रहा है।
There is one problem with the loop 56,
Yes.
93, 19, 55, 56, 45. 19,
What?
55, 56, 46. ये चीज इधर जा रहा है. I doesn't exist. And there is problem with the loop itself, I think.
Problem with the loop. Okay. So what is the problem with the loop? What do you think is the problem with the loop? Okay, let's do one thing. Instead of writing this as, I'll just reduce the number. Okay, I'll make it 5, and I want to enter elements for the array. I want to see lists. And instead of writing this, I am going to write it in this way. Okay, a dot length. Okay. Just for my convenience, because हर बार मुझे साथ नहीं लिखना पड़े. It becomes easy. So whatever the array size is, it is going to take it automatically. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Now, bubble sort says that it is going to check for adjacent element every time. So I am trying to do bubble sort in here. So as per this, I started with 0, and I am also starting J with 1. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm saying if A of 0 is greater than A of 1. Okay, if it is true, then it is going to go inside and initialize or add, given the value of whatever was A of I into temp, and then will perform the swap. Now, what happens if the value of J gets incremented to 2? So now it is checking again with the first element, A of I, whatever it was, and if it has been swapped, it is again going to be swapped with the second value of J, which is coming up. Yes, so 1 remains as it is, and then it changes accordingly. So it should be working, right? Then why it is not giving me the output? Simple example लेते हैं हम लोग यहाँ पे. Okay, so let's say I have got my loop. Okay, I have got numbers such as 12. Okay, or let's say I'll start with 2, 4, 3, 8, some सिर्फ निकाले. अब देखते हैं. How is this supposed? This I need to do a bubble sort wherein I need to check for the adjacent element and sort them. So what I'm saying here, this is, let's say the first loop is going to give me the iteration. Okay, and the second loop is going to iterate again and again. So I'm saying when I is equal to, so I'll do a dry run or try run, whatever you call it. When I is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, okay, this is the index number. And when J is equal to some values, okay. So when J is equal to 1, because it is starting with 1, right? So the index number for this one is 0, 1, 2, and 3, right? These are the indexes. This is the actual value that we need to deal. Yes. Now, what is A of 0?
2.
2. And what is A of 1?
4.
A of J, that is A of 1, right? So I am checking for the condition. If A of I is greater than A of J, right? This is what I'm checking for, right? So what is the output? Is it true or false? For this condition, is the value true?
Condition false.
Is 2 greater than 4?
Condition false. False.
No? No, it will come out of the loop and increment the value for I. And we'll start again with J. No, maybe it is going to check for the other one. Let's say
J will run further.
Okay, so this will be 2 and this will be 3. So that is going to check for it. Is 2 greater than 3?
False.
Yeah. That is going to check for is 2 greater than 8?
False. False.
Is any of this condition making any difference in the calculation?
No.
No. It is not going inside the if condition that we have. So it is going to move on to incrementing the value of I. So now I is 1 and J is also 1. So what is the value of A of I? What is the value of I? A of I. A of 1 is 4. Yes. And what is the value of J of 1? Again 4. So now is this condition true?
No, ma'am. There is problem.
No.
Yeah, J should run from I plus 1.
Exactly. It is dependent on I, right?
Yes, ma'am. J is dependent on I. So it should run from I plus 1.
So how will you do that? How will you work for it?
J is equal to I plus 1.
There. What should I put?
J is equal to I plus
J
1.
is equal to
I
I
plus 1.
plus 1. You sure this should work now?
Yes, ma'am.
Two, three, four. Okay, I'm just going for random stuff. Okay, 2, 6, 8, 1,
Then
9, 3.
1, 2, 3, 6.
Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So once you do the dry run, you get to understand how this thing is supposed to work. This will help you to simulate how exactly your computer is thinking. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so now let's say, is it giving me the value, the second largest value? Is 2 the second largest value? No, I don't think so. 2 is the second largest value. Is it?
Now should be A dot length minus
Here,
2.
it should be
It should be less than.
less than.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Now let's see this. And the second largest value is 6.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you do any mistake in your code while you are writing it, you're not very sure about it because we had an alternative, so we never looked up for this one. Okay? So, but this is not possible, right? We cannot always go for the shortcuts. And it is also not possible that if you try to write down the code on your own and it will give you an output directly then and there. No, it won't. Then you will have to perform a dry run and then you'll have to get an output. Okay? So
Okay.
if at all you are into an interview and you get stuck, like what we did, okay, we got stuck here. Yes. So I tried to do the program and try to redo and understood that there's a relationship which I have not shown in here. So it is only after dry run I was able to, and I was able to get to the solution. Yes. And I was able to get the output. This increases the chances for me to get selected for the interview. For the people, again, those who have made interview, those who have made some mistake and are not able to get through it. The thing is, you should be able to solve the problem that you have made, the mistakes that you should have that you have done in here. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. अगर इंटरव्यू के टाइम पे प्रोग्राम खराब हो जाता है, डरने का नहीं, उस चीज को सॉल्व करने दो. They are definitely going to give you some time to solve it. Take your time, take some time, solve it out, try to do some dry run, and just see. It may not be on Excel sheet. Use your own paper and pen. They might allow you. Use your own Excel, or maybe if they want you to do it on some other thing, just do it. Show it to them that you are capable of solving a problem. My main idea of showing you how to write a code in here is for you to understand how you can tackle such questions if they come in. Yes. So you
Yes,
have
ma'am.
got a voice here. You're not afraid of giving me what line of code should go in any line which we are writing in here. You can talk to me very clearly, very, without any problem. That is the main idea. That is what you need to do. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
You need
Will
to
they allow us to?
dry run and try to write down the code. Okay.
Ma'am, will they allow us to work on pen and paper
They will allow us to do what?
to solve such types of complex logics,
This
ma'am?
is not complex. It is one of the trivial questions which are asked in the interview.
Will they allow us to work on pen and paper, ma'am?
Now it depends.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, when I was giving one interview, they allowed me to use. So I was able to get through because I was not able to get one of the answers. They asked me to sort some string value without using some function. It was a different code. I don't remember it right now. But I started writing the code. I made all the temp and swapping and everything was ready. The only thing is I was not able to judge what thing was supposed to go in there. So I just tried to do some dry run and then I got to know, yes, I need to do something. I did. My camera was on. I had my paper and pen shown onto the camera that I'm trying to dry run it. I was showing that to them. So they were having a confidence this, yes, I was trying at my end, and it is based on that I was able to give some output. And yes, in that case, they allowed.
Okay, ma'am.
Unless and until you're not cheating, you're not taking the output, or maybe you're not going ahead for any miss path, you're okay to go. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so array is important, strings important. I'll give you some of the other code which you need to go. So you can directly search for interview questions for array, interview programming questions on array, interview programming questions on string. You get this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Do as much of practice as possible.
Yes.
It is very much required. Then at least in a day, you should be able to write down 10 codes, 10 programs, minimum 10. If you're doing more than that, you are just making yourself more happy, more practiced, and it is really going to help you in the future for writing big framework-based programs. Because our main goal here is to work on Spring, work on Hibernate. For that, all these bases are supposed to be very, very clear.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so people, that's it from my end. I shall end up the session now and we'll meet tomorrow, possibly. Yes, if you
Okay, ma'am.
guys are regular for your
Okay.
sessions. If at all you are not regular, if you are having some issues and you wish to discuss with me, this is my number. You can directly WhatsApp me. I'm not going to pick up any call. I only talk on WhatsApp. Okay. And if I find it really important, and if I find really that your question is of worth answering, I'll do that. Otherwise, you're asking any question. Okay. People have asked me questions. So, like, ma'am, what to study for array? I told you what to study from array. I'm not going to answer you that. If you are stuck, you're doing a program, you're stuck, you're getting an error, you have searched it throughout the internet, you're not getting an output for it, you're not getting a solution for it, I am the solution. I'm there to help you out. Yes. Always search for interview questions for non-freshers. Always search for questions which are for 1 year of experience, 2 years of 1 year of experience, 2 years of experience, for 3 years of experience. Okay. It is only then you will be able to cater the needs of freshers. Okay, so anything they ask you from anywhere, you'll be able to answer anything.
Yes.
Getting the deal?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Great. Okay. So that's it from my end, people. We'll meet next time. If you need anything, I'm
Okay,
there
thank you.
on WhatsApp. I'm there online. And be regular, guys. And Khagendra, why did you come now? Yes? Why are you not regular? From next time, if you guys are not switching your camera, not talking to me, or you're not visible to me, I'm going to remove you from these sessions. And the Zoom won't allow you to get back on the sessions. Believe me, I can report you there. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Hi, guys. Please do practice. Do let me know if you need anything.